Two heads are not better than one, especially when we're talking about the F1 visa. Now, I'm going to explain, but let me tell you a story before I explain. When I was in high school, I went to a military boarding school, and one day somebody stepped into the commandant's office and said, "Sir, I am fatigued and I'm depressed." And then the commandant said, "Oh, that's serious. Okay." The commandant wrote a note and told the gentleman to take it to the AO, and the person was able to get an exit to leave and go spend time with family. The next morning, a second person came to the commandant's office and said, "Morning, sir. So I'm fatigued and I feel depressed." This sounded like a coincidence, but the commandant let it go and gave this person a note as well to go and spend time with family and return. The third day, somebody else came and said the same thing. "Sir, I am fatigued and I'm depressed." Now, the third person was locked up. And investigation started to identify what are the similarities between these three people that have come to say the same story. Finding out that they're in same class, go ahead and get all of them and, get them drilled, just to be able to identify what the problem was or who started this thing, who is planning this whole conspiracy, only to find out that someone actually mentioned to all of us students, another student who had the intel, shared the intel with us, saying this commandant, from his last posting, he seemed not to play around with anything that had to do with depression. So when it comes to depression, he was very quick to act and act decisively. Apparently, three people that were actually truly dealing with depression had stepped up to go and talk to him about depression. Even if they were telling the truth, it was too coincidental and he felt like it was a conspiracy. And what could they have done differently? They could have, personalized the story and ensure that they told it in different ways, come originally and not just tell it the way they got the intel. That's exactly what's going on with the F1 visa. We all see people who are about to apply for the F1 visas go for F1 visa, webinar tips, and they sit down and they fetch information from the same source. The MBA programs organize webinars as well to help them understand what they should be doing. DSOs as well are able to give tips on how things should be done. I also see that former visa officers come up and they kind of share very good tips on how you should approach the F1 visa. The thing that we all don't remember is there is no silver bullet to getting the F1 visa. Everybody's story is unique. That means that you must take those tips and you must apply it to your own personal situation, and you must say it in your own way. Going ahead to say the same thing over and over again, you as an individual do not see that pattern, but the visa officer can see the pattern because everybody is coming and saying the same thing in the same fashion, the same direction, same pace. Personalize your story. It's okay to attend sessions with everyone. It's okay to listen to visa officers, former visa officers who are giving tips as well, and have private sessions with them. But remember that you have to customize it to your own story, because if you do not customize it, now you're sounding like everybody else, and that can sound very irritating to the person who is listening to this same story over and over and over and over again. A good example that I've seen in the past 3 years is that when you're trying to communicate your loans, I'm not sure how we got those phrases in the same order. Everybody is saying the same thing. I have a loan of XX amount with an interest rate of XX amount, with a payback time of XX time, and my deficit is XX. They say it in that same order. And it just makes it feel like it's crammed and it feels a little bit ingenuine, and that can make them question the genuinity of your application. So, thank me later.